your hometown and surrounding area. Tiger Talk is brought to you by Tiger Talk brought to you by Straight Beans Coffee House, Lower Main in Princeton, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Commerce Street in Katie's, delicious homemade goodness, and Perry's Floors and More. And a very good morning. Welcome to Tiger Talk on this rainy old Monday. And boy, oh boy, it's March. And that means we are talking Princeton Optimist Club radio auction coming up. Had the pleasure of welcoming in our studios George Kilgore, Wesley Curtis, and the good old goat himself, Roy Gene Rogers.
Good old goat himself.
So good morning, everybody.
Morning, Ty. I know. That goes goes way back. Good old goat.
That goes way back at least 30 years. But anyway, and we are looking for good old goats, aren't we, Roy Gene?
Yes, we are. I just looking here on the posters. We have the 47th year that the Princeton Optimist Clubs had the radio auction, and you look back on. I've got a scrapbook there at home. You look back on it, and a lot of things have changed over the years, but one thing that doesn't change is we get all these donations, good old goats, and those go towards scholarships. And again, we've mentioned this several times. We picked up Lyon County two scholarships right now, or just one, guys?
One 4-year.
One 4-year right now, but we just got one person on it. We'll have a second one on it this year. So, yeah, so that's coming up. And then we got, our Caldwell County recipients. But, and then, you and I were talking before we went on the air. Work with the Special Olympics basketball team. And, again, we're headed to Louisville this Saturday, state tournament. They qualified 2 weeks ago to participate in that. And so we've been working hard, practicing twice a week, extended practice time. So we're looking forward to going up there, and the Optimist Club makes donates there. Yep. The other thing is we were also talking before we went on the air is Read Across America, and we were just looking 20 years ago, 21, 22 years ago, and I think each year we've donated at least $1,000 towards that, and that's been a big part. I know at the beginning that was a big part of the donations that went to that program. So yes, hey, if we haven't contacted you, it's not that we don't like you, it's just that we're busy. We got help this year. The Kiwanis Club is assisting us in getting out and soliciting donations. But if we haven't contacted you, you can contact Ty here at the radio station, or George, Wes, Zeke, any of us.
Right, and we're out and about in the community. We are asking for donations. They could be monetary. They could be something from your business, and we're getting quite a nice loot of stuff, so to speak.
Right.
But we could always use more, and we hope that you all know of the work that the Princeton Optimist Club does here in our community. It's Friend of Youth, supporting youth activities all throughout the community. They have for years, and we just would hope that you would consider donating and being part of our auction, which is coming up March 19th to the 23rd. We're down back at Butler. It's going to be like the good old days. We were there last year, but good stuff.
Let me mention one thing before I have to go is we're going to have the country store. And I've been asking several people, not just the ladies, but the men out here in the community, if you bake a cake, a pie, cookies, something, we'd appreciate you doing that and bringing it down and letting us either auction it off or to put it in the country store. And if you're a woodwork, if you make things and you want to, yes, anything. I mean, we do have those around, and bring it down. We'll be there on Monday, starting early Monday morning, setting up, and contact us and bring it down. We're going to have a lot of nice items in the country store, so come and pay us a visit on that.
Yes, and the good thing, I know, the good thing about this year, one phone number. We've only got to remember one phone number. We will throw that number out to you a whole bunch, and that is going to be 365 5866. 5866. Just write it down right now and get ready here on the 19th to call. Roy Jean, you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll see you later on. Roy Jean is going to exit the room. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, left the building.
Well, it's just us guys, but let's talk more about the auction that is coming up. It is the 19th to the 23rd, and I mean, it'll be here before we know it, George. And you're many years now. I know this is the 47th. I know you probably haven't been around quite that long, but just about. You've been.
Figure out. I think it's been 37.
Yeah,
37 of them.
So you've been around for the majority of them, but there's nothing like it, is there?
No, and actually that's when I joined the Optimist Club during a radio auction.
Right.
I was up there and looking at the items, making some bids, and some of the members said, "Hey, won't you come join us?" So I said, "Sure," and so I did, and I haven't ever regretted it. The Optimist Club's a great organization for this community, and you make some great friendships there, and just good people. We've had turnovers throughout the years. A lot of people have come, a lot of people have gone. And sometimes it's just, you just don't have time to continue with it, But we've made a lot of good friendships, and some have left us through, death even, and moving out of town, and promotions and different things. But a lot of good people there, but it helps the youth of the community and also other activities throughout the community besides youth activities.
There's no doubt about it. If there's a need and someone approaches you, I know that if you all can have a way to do it, you do it.
Right. And in fact, we've got a request coming up, our next meeting, from the summer reading program here through the library. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand they're looking at maybe doubling their program this year as far as getting that many more, 2 different sessions to have more kids in it. So, anything especially youth-oriented, we are going to try to support, and just community activities. One thing Wesley was instrumental with last fall, last November, we got the McCameys here. It wasn't exactly a youth thing; it was for the community.
Right.
But huge turnout. Well over 350 people showed up for that. So, just community things to bring people together to do.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about our auction. Again, it's coming up the 19th to the 23rd. We're right at 2 weeks away for the start of our auction, and we'll be the full week. Down there, we'll run Monday night all the way through Friday night, usually probably to about 10 o'clock, and if we feel like it, we'll maybe go a little bit longer.
Sure.
If we have to. But
we was talking about donations a while ago. One thing I've noticed this year, we as a community, we shop and buy locally, but we also go out of town and do things. We've had a lot of donations come in from out of town, which is good, because we hit our local merchants and our local businesses all the time. So we would ask you, even if you're not a member of the Optimist Club, if you have somewhere out of town that you go on a regular basis that you're familiar with, or whether it's somewhere good to eat or buying something that you'd really like, ask them. Say, hey, the Princeton Optimist Club has a radio auction.
Yeah.
Would you like to help out with that? Anything that we could get like that, we'd appreciate any help we could get on that too.
That's right. And let's talk about, you say, well, I don't have any items or anything. We have certain levels, monetary levels. Let's talk about that for a minute and talk about the monetary levels of helping the Optimist Club.
Right. If you don't say, well, I don't have anything I can donate.
Yeah.
If you just want to make a cash donation, you call Roy Jean a good old goat there to begin
That's
with.
right.
He wasn't being mean to him. He was actually referring to a running program we've had. Years ago, Richard Gray, a farmer out in the Eddy Creek community, brought a goat in, an actual live goat. He said, auction this off. And so we had a good time. That goat was having a big time up there. And somebody bought it and said, okay, I bought it. What am I going to do with it? I haven't got any place to put a goat. So they donated it back. And they paid $25 for it, I think, because it kind of got to bidding on it and got it for $25. But then they didn't have.
They donated
back.
back.
Yeah, they donated back. They didn't have where to put a goat. And so that kind of started the Good Old Goat Club. And that year, it kind of went on like that. In the end, somebody did actually buy the goat and take it home. But over the years, it's come more of a namesake, the Good Old Goat Club. We don't actually have a goat there. We would take one,
sure,
but we don't have, we haven't in the last few years. So anybody that makes a cash donation of $25 goes into our Good Old Goat, and that goes strictly to our scholarship fund.
Right. Most of those monetary donations, all of them go right to the scholarship fund.
And Roy Jean was talking about that. We've got 4 people on 4-year scholarships here at Caldwell County, and we've had a 1-year scholarship in Lyon County for a few years. started last year with it going 4 years.
Right.
And
That's a
this
heck of a
very
commitment.
It is, and it makes a difference.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
Now, Wesley, let's turn to you a little bit. You've been a member of the club for a while, and tell us what attracted you to the Optimist Club.
Well, I guess I'm the youngest member of the club, I guess. So
The baby.
I'm the baby of the club. Just their support and of the community, and knowing a lot of the members, Roy, Jean, and George, and several others. Mostly dealing with Black Patch and stuff,
Right.
and working with them. So that's kind of how it got me on board with them, working with the club.
Right. Well, and of course, you're very instrumental in bringing these really great gospel groups to the community for just for the singing purposes, but also for the Optimist Club. And you've got one coming up. You're pastor of a church now. Congratulations to you
Thank
up in
you.
Providence,
Thank you.
Green Grove Baptist Church, and you have a group coming up here on the 15th, I do believe. Tell us about that.
We do. Green Grove Baptist Church is hosting the Tribute Quartet. They're from Tennessee, around Hendersonville area, so they'll be coming joining us on the 15th of March. It's a Thursday night. Missions free. We'll be taking up a love offering that night to start at 7 o'clock. Hope everybody could come out and join us. Yesterday we were talking about it, and we've already sent out a lot of information about it, and people's been hearing about it. If the people that we've talked to show up, we're gonna have a full house.
That's great.
And stuff. So that's really good feeling and stuff.
Yeah. Now this is a good old gospel four-part harmony group.
Four-part
Yeah.
harmony group and stuff. They're a really great group. This first time I got to book them, but I've heard them at the Quartet Convention and stuff, and they're really, really good.
Well, tell everybody where your church is.
Green Grove Baptist Church is in the big city of Providence.
All
Some
right.
people thought, man, Wesley done left the county. No, I'm still in the county.
Yeah.
Best way to go if you come from Princeton, 293 North, into Providence there. Right where the old high school is, you can turn there on beside the old high school and pick up Highway 120, which is kind of Main Street there in
Right.
in Providence, and go out about 3 miles. We'll be on the right and
Okay.
stuff. If you come from Dawson, take 109 to Industrial Park Road there to Providence, and come up to the intersection and turn left on Highway 120, and we're still 3 miles.
Still
on
about 3 miles
Still
from either
about 3
side. Well, that's good.
and stuff.
Well, a good get, and I'm sure it's going to be a great time at Green Grove Baptist Church for the Tribute Quartet. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Throw your number out there if they have any questions or want to come or need more info.
Call my cell phone, 270-625-3512. Check it out on Facebook. We'll sharing it on Facebook. So
Awesome. Well, stick around here. We're talking the Princeton Optimist Club radio auction as well, coming up the 19th through the 23rd. One phone number, folks, this year, 365. They get that good 365 number, 5866. 5866. That's voice calls. You cannot text that. That's
It is a landline.
Yeah, it's a landline, and but the good thing is we've got it set up.
There'll be four different
phones there, and it'll roll. And of course, we're gonna have volunteers there that answer the phone. We have different groups come in, usually during the evening. Usually the FFA comes, the Farm Bureau folks, and it's just a good time. Not only you can sit in the comfort of your own home, kick back in your recliner, but we want you to come down and get on the floor and take a look at all our wares. And then we're going to have a country store this year, and no telling what in the world's going to be in there. It's usually a potpourri of items, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You never know. And again, that's open up anybody who wants to bring something down for that.
Well, we're starting to gather items, and there's some really good stuff. All the merchants that I've seen, some of the things we've collected here have really been generous, and we've got some really great things to auction off. And usually, if I recall right, George, about how many items a night do we do? You guys pretty much have it down to a science. It's 50 to 60, isn't it?
Yeah, up to 80 at times,
Sometimes
depending on how many items
yeah.
we have totally. When we get ready to start, we try to break it down. We've got 5 nights, and this is what we need to do each night to get through there. So it just kind of depends, but anyway, 50, 60 to 80 items a night.
That's right, and I'm talking, folks, anything from you get food, you can get food items. I mean, there's usually pizzas and buffets and discount, your gift certificates, things that are tangible. You can pick up in your hand, and we've got the intangibles too. But it's just stuff that is really good. You can put it to good use. I'm still using my stuff.
And a lot of gift certificates, which
Yes.
is good for our businesses too.
It
If you buy a
certainly is.
gift certificate, a business out there thinking, well, I don't know if I want to give or what I want to do. If you do a gift certificate, people are going to come into your business to redeem that. So
Sure.
it's good PR for that on that end of it too.
And it is, and we of course promote these businesses
Yes.
and these folks throughout the entire week. It's almost like free advertising.
Right.
Because we throw out your names, we throw out your locations, and it's a good community coming together.
And we do that for the good old goats too.
Sure.
If you don't have an item auctioned off, we still will be listing your name as you donated. And one thing I forgot to mention, the good old goat's $25.
Right.
But we have some business or individuals that give more than that. $50 is a silver goat. And $100 is a golden goat.
The golden
The
goat.
golden goat.
Yeah, $100, yeah.
But there's different levels there that you can participate in, but it all goes to the scholarship fund.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. Of course, we will have food concessions available each night to support other charitable groups.
Yes.
Normally they come in and they get to keep, a lot of times they'll keep their own.
And we have some availability on that too, because our bunch likes to eat, and while we're down there at the auction, we like to find us something to eat. And so we started this a few years back. Each night, if a group would like to come in as a fundraiser, they can come down and set up and sail out through the concession area out front, not only to the people in the auction, but for people driving by the Butler Gym that would like to stop. Just get some publicity out there and let people know you're there. For a nonprofit group, whether it be a church, school, any nonprofit group, whatever you make is yours. You just keep that as a fundraiser for your group. If you're an actual profit business, would like to set up, we just ask you make a donation to the Optimist Club radio auction for that out of what you make. See what you take in. It's not really a set thing. We trust people to be fair with us.
Sure.
And, to do that, right now we have 3 nights that's still open. On Tuesday night, the First Baptist Church Youth Group, Cindy Long with the youth group there is doing Tuesday night. They did that last year. And then on Friday night, Big John's Barbecue, is that what it goes by? Big John's.
Big John's. Yeah.
He's going to be there. I know he was set up over the weekend in town, but he will be there on Friday night. But we have Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday still open for anybody that would like to do that.
So,
and just contact us.
Yeah, if you're out there listening, contact George or any Optimist member and say, hey, I'd like to come down there. And we want foot traffic. That's again,
Yes.
You can come down there, you can stop on the way home, come in and check out all the items on the floor in the country store, and then, of course, get you some supper and take it home. All
Sure.
that good stuff. So be sure you keep track of what's going on, too, at the Princeton Optimist Club radio auction Facebook page. You can go to the George updates that quite a bit. And, of course, get ready.
Right. We hope to get a list sometime this week and actually go to publishing it on our Facebook page where you can
See some of
look
the
up-
items.
Yes, see
Yeah.
some of the items
Yeah.
that's going to be coming up. Say, oh, I'd like to have that. Or if you got a question, is such and such going to be there, where you can look at that. So like us, come on Facebook and like the Princeton Optimist Club or Radio Auction Facebook page, and that way you can kind of keep up with that.
That's right. And, of course, that week, the 19th to the 23rd, we'll be on right after the 5 o'clock newscast. We'll come on the air, and we'll kick it off. And like I said, we'll probably go to at least 10 o'clock each night, maybe a little over. But it's a good time. It's a festive time. This is, yes, we're raising money and doing something really good for the community and the youth of this community, but it's a good time of fellowship. You can see old friends. It's sort of like Black Patch, except it's under a roof.
And not hot.
And not hot.
No. But really, it is. I mean, those of us that have been involved with this thing for several years, it's a special time of the year. I remember those days back in 30 years ago when the Butler parking lot would be full.
Yes.
Of course, the Optimist Club was a lot bigger back then, but I mean, it was a big town event.
And, it can be some good competitive bidding.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anybody get in a fight, but I've seen some
No.
pretty hot competition on
yeah.
bidding. And sometimes it's on stuff like the good old goat or Aqua Velva aftershave or something like that,
It might be.
that they just get to bidding on and just to have a good time. Well, I'm not going to let Wesley have that. I'll show you. And
that's
just
right.
to have a good time. And again, all of it goes back to the youth. And, a lot of people will look at it, well, this is a place I can get bargains. And most of the time it is.
Yeah.
But we want to remind everybody, too, that, if you're going out to a local restaurant and paying $25 for a meal, if they've got a $25 gift certificate, it's the same thing. Plus, it really helps out the youth programs in this community.
That's right. And, of course, we want you to get some bargains, like you said.
Sure.
You will get some bargains. There's no doubt about it. because we got to move items. But we also want you to realize that this is something that we are doing to support the youth of this community.
Right.
And we want to maximize everything that we can while getting you a good deal.
One thing, if it's all right, I'd like to thank the Kiwanis Club.
Yes.
That's mentioned just briefly earlier in our program here. Back several months ago, the Kiwanis Club contacted the Optimist Club and said, hey, y'all are kind of like us, we think, as far as member-wise. I think their numbers are down in membership, and that's one
true.
thing with the Optimists. Our numbers are down, and we would love to have some new members. So, if you're interested, get with us. But they said, would y'all like to have some help for the radio auction? And we're like, really? Yes, that would be good. And so, we sat down and we concluded and agreed we're not going to a joint radio auction or anything like that. It's still the Princeton Optimist Club radio auction. But the Kiwanis, they have lost some fundraisers over the years due to different circumstances that come along, and they said, if we help y'all, if y'all could maybe make a donation to us to help with our scholarship fund or something like that. So we haven't sat down and said, okay, we're doing a 90-10 or a 50-50 or anything like that. They kind of said to us, like we're doing the vendors doing the meals, treat us right, and we intend on doing that.
Yeah.
And again, anytime you can work together on a project, it helps everybody.
Sure.
It gets more people involved. So we want to say thank you to the Kiwanis Club for helping out. There's a lot of good people in that club, and they have contacts that maybe some of us didn't have, and hopefully they're going to be bringing in some different type items for us too. And we're looking
I hope
at
so.
that.
And it has been a good collaboration. Of course,
I know you're a member in both.
I'm a member of both clubs, and it's fun to do that. And I think we live in an era where some of these civic clubs, a lot of folks don't necessarily want to do that anymore for some reason. I don't know why or what it is, or maybe just that it's just harder to get people.
Everybody's
with busy
lives
schedules.
are so busy.
Yeah. And so they think, well, I can't do that. Well, you can. Yeah. So consider joining us and come, especially down to the radio auction, and see the camaraderie, see the fellowship that it takes to put one of these on, and I think you'll want to be a part of it. I really do.
Yeah, so we're excited about the Kiwanis joining with us, and we just want to say thank you to that group for offering assistance.
Well, I think it's been a great collaboration, and looking forward to having a great auction. Again, this is coming up. It's the Princeton Optimist Club, the 47th annual Princeton Optimist Club radio auction. And of course, WPKY, what a tradition with the radio station. We're so proud to always be on the air with this event.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have a radio auction without a radio station.
That's right.
And so,
it
again, thank you to you and the owners. And again, we couldn't have it without y'all. And been gracious, throughout the years, looking back over previous owners and groups, we've had a really good working relationship. And we appreciate that.
Well, very welcome, and we're certainly looking forward to it. March 19th, folks, mark your calendar, 19th to the 23rd. It's a full week at the Butler Gymnasium. Come on down, hang out with us. If you can't come down, or if you just want to stay at home, make it a week event like we do. Come down some, and then stay at home and get your fingers ready to dial 365-5866, and join us for the 47th annual Princeton Optimist Club radio auction. It's going to be a fun time. What else do we need to throw out there? Just, I guess, if you're contacted, if you haven't been contacted and want to be a part of it, then
we would like to have our information ahead of time. That way we can schedule it. But we will be taking items even up through when it starts. Each year it seems like kind of the excitement gets going after we get on the air, and by the second or third night we got people bringing things in saying, hey, how about this? Would you like to have this?
Yes.
And sure, but it really makes it easier and better. For instance, if you've got a business and you bring in 5 or 6 items, if we know ahead of time, we can space those out where we have some each night. But if it's the middle of the week before we get it, we've kind of got to jam them up to do them there at the end.
And I'll throw this out, and I hope I'm not out of bounds here, but it's not out of the question. I've seen people that say have a vintage instrument that nobody plays sitting around their house. I'm talking, we just don't take necessarily something that's used, just any old thing, but I'm talking about something special like that. That's not the question. You might say, well, man, I've had this sitting here, nobody plays it, and I'd like to donate that and get it auctioned off. But consider that. I mean, there's all kinds of things. Now, we don't want you cleaning out your closets and bringing in any old thing, but I'm talking about something that.
Yeah, we don't have to clean up.
No.
Everything's left.
It's not quite a yard sale,
Right.
but if you have something like that and it's on your heart to maybe donate it, that might bring some money, we'll certainly entertain that option as
Sure.
well, because I've seen that done several
Yes,
times.
it has been.
Somebody have something that's a really nice, antique piece of furniture or something, and they just feel led to.
Or if you had a car you'd like to get rid of.
A car,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's a lot of people. That's a write off. That's a tax write off.
Correct.
Yeah, consider that. We're open to suggestions, and because remember, our goal here is to raise money for the youth of this community. So that's what we're trying to do. And so if you're out there listening, get in touch with one of us. And if you want to be a part of it, donate, have a cool item, we're listening. So
Exactly.
So just get ready. March 19th to the 23rd. George, anything else?
Did you want to talk about some activities at their church group?
Yes.
You'd mentioned.
Let's talk
You'd
about
mentioned that
Yeah,
to do
let's
that.
Talk about that.
One thing that we've got coming up this Friday night at the First Baptist Church Christian Life Center. If you're on Facebook, you see Benji and I a few weeks ago went over to Penarol Park Lodge. They had a posting said Rook Tournament. And we've played Rook. Well, I have my whole life. My boys have. And Benji said, I'd like to go do that. Let's just go play some Rook. So we got that worked out. But when we got there, it was a little bit different scenario than we realized. They was kind of like, quote, professional players. They was starting that Friday, and we was going to go over for a couple of hours. They was starting that Friday at 6 and playing till midnight. And Saturday, they was going to start about 8, 9 in the morning and play. They said we'd probably be done in 12 hours. And we was like, ooh, I'm not sure. Then we sat and watched them some, and they was good. They was competitive. They travel and play Rook.
Right.
And so I kind of posted that, laughed about it, and got a lot of comments about, it's been a long time since I've done that. I wish there was some place where you could just go maybe open up and just sit down and play a few hands of Rook, play some cards. And so different comments was made and suggestions. So long story short, this coming Friday night at the First Baptist Church Christian Life Center, we're going to open it up just for people to come play Rook.
Wow,
And
that's neat.
It's not going to be professional by any means.
Playing for fun.
It's playing for fun, and of course, no money to enter it, and no prizes or anything like that. It's just a night to get together and sit around and play some cards and fellowship. If everybody that commented on that they would like to shows up, we're going to have a building full.
Wow.
But I know how it goes. Things come
Right.
up and you can't. But we're going to use this kind of as a trial and see how it goes. Cindy Long, who's over the Christian Life Center, is heading this up for us there at the church. And again, it's going to be opened up for anybody. You don't have to be a church member. Anybody in the community or anybody that that'd like to come play some Rook. Very casual. You don't even have to have a partner. I'm sure, hopefully, we're going to have some people show up. Well, I'd like to play, but I don't have a partner. Or may even not know how to play. We can kind of work on that.
You're even going to let them do that.
Yeah, and and it's not going to be set up in a tournament like, well, if you win, you go on.
It's just for fun.
Just to play. And, and me and Wesley might be partners one time, and me and you, Ty, the next time,
Right.
just around. And, there's different ways to play. Some people play with the Rook as the top card. Some people play with the red one as the type card. That's all right. We'll have different sections set up. Well, this is the red one group. This is the Rook
Right,
group.
so there's certain different ways people
Yeah.
can play the game.
You can
Okay.
play the game, but just a night to get together and just like kind of playing basketball or football. It's a
Like
game
Like
night.
a pickup game.
It's a game night just to
Yeah.
play games and have something to do. And if you haven't played in a while and said, well, I'd like to do that, come on out. We're going to be there from 6 until 10 that night. Now, that doesn't mean you have to come stay for the 4 hours. We're just going to have it opened up. You might want to, well, I can't get there till 7:30 or 8. Well, come on down.
I've never played Rook. I'd love to learn how to play, but I mean, how long does it take to play a hand of Rook? Does it depend?
Usually you set up and go to like 300 or 500, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
45, something like that, depending on how good you are. Some groups it may get over with in a hurry, and some it may take a while.
Do you have to use the Rook cards are special cards, kind of like
Yes.
aren't they? Yeah, it's a special
Special
Rook set of
card.
cards. Yeah.
And it's, you play with cards numbering from 5 to 14, and then the Rook gets thrown in there with it. And,
Okay.
and you...
Not to get into the details of
No.
Rook, but it's
Yeah.
an interesting game.
It is.
Yeah.
And,
a lot of
and
people have
I'm
fun
sure it's
playing
like some other type games that I've never played before.
Right.
But it's, you get your cards, you see what you think you can make on that. Then you get a chance you can bid, and you can go set and go backwards in your score. But, it's going to be very, very casual.
You always play with a partner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 4 people play.
Okay.
Two partners, 2 teams.
Okay.
And, very, very informal. We're going to have some refreshments there.
I was wondering, do you bring your own snacks?
You can if you want to. You want to bring supper down and eat. There's plenty of places to do that.
Right.
This is an adult activity. It's for any. It's not necessarily senior adults. It's for any adult that would like to come down and just enjoy yourself. Bring the snacks if you want to. If you got rook cards, bring them. We're going to have some, but depending on the crowd, we may need some more.
6 to 10.
6
Friday
to 10.
night.
Yeah. And if you want to leave early, just a very casual night. And we're just looking forward to another way to open up our facilities to the community and say, come on in and let's just get together. Again,
Awesome.
You don't have to be a church member, don't have to be Baptist, just anybody wants to come do that. And also our annual trip that we do for our senior adults is coming up. We're going to Pigeon Forge, and I posted that information and taking sign-ups. In fact, I'll be at the CLC building tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 taking sign-ups for that. So if you have any questions, you can look on our First Baptist Church Facebook page or come by and talk to me about it. We'll be glad to discuss that too.
And then that's open to all the seniors?
Open up to any senior adult to go on that. And we're just having a kickoff sign-up day. And if you can't make it then and want to go, you can go to the church office anytime after tomorrow. But I'm going to be over there. It's a little bit easier to get in and out without going through the security checks of the church and being buzzed in. So you can come over there anytime from 10 to 1 tomorrow, and we'll be there taking sign-ups.
Good deal. Okay.
All right.
Man, that's a lot of stuff going on.
It is.
Well, that's great.
But the radio auction, it's good stuff. And
yeah, we want everybody. We want this community to be a part of it. It's a community event, and it's an annual community event, and we want you to participate. We want you to get ready. We want you to get excited about it. We're excited about it. I think it's going to be one of the better ones we've had in a while. I like our momentum. I like what we've got going with it. It's a good vibe. I've got stuff piled up here in the radio station lobby. And it'll be down on the floor here pretty soon at Butler. We'll start bringing it down there the weekend or the Monday before and get everything set up.
And I'm assuming if anybody wants to drop something off here.
Yes, they can. We will take it, and we'd love to talk to you about it. And just get in touch with one of us, and we'll be glad to do that. Do you want to plug Roy Jean and his Special Olympics team? Of course, the Optimist Club donates to that. They made it all the way to the state basketball tournament. And they play Kenton County Saturday at 9 o'clock, and that's at the Cara Center, I guess, in Louisville they call it. So it's not the Yum Center, but they didn't get the Yum Center.
Get the Yums.
But congratulations to those fine folks, and what an accomplishment that is. And we wish them best of luck as they play Kenton County this coming Saturday. And that's just one of the organizations that the Optimist Club donates and helps them travel and do those things. So those are the kind of things, folks, that the Optimist Club is involved in. And we want you to be a part of it and to help us do that and continue to do that. And that's by supporting and being a part of our radio auction coming up 19th through the 23rd at the Butler Gymnasium. So we look forward to it.
Yes, sir.
And Wesley, we'll talk about the Tribute Quartet again. That is coming up on the 15th. And that is a Thursday night at Green Grove Baptist Church in Providence, Kentucky.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me your number one more time. If you need more information or want to just call you and talk about it.
270-625-3512. Anytime my phone's on me, so anytime give me a call.
Okay. Well, guys, I know you're heading out. You're going to the Evangelism Conference
Yes,
over at Southside Baptist Church today. 3 big sessions over there. I know that's always a big event, and we glad that that's going on here in town. I know old Brother Ron Green's coming back, and Ronnie Civils is over there, a couple other guys, and it should be a good full day.
Good full day.
So y'all enjoy that. Thank you so much for your time
Tom.
here, and that's going to wrap up this edition of Tiger Talk on your hometown radio station. Got choked up there on my caffeine. WPKY, the Tiger, had to take a breath there. But we thank you all for being here and informing us about the Princeton Optimist Club radio auction. It's the 47th annual radio auction, March 19th to the 23rd at the Butler Gymnasium. Get in touch with us here at WPKY if you're interested in being a part of it, whether it's a donation, any kind of monetary donation, or a donated item or see any of the Optimist Club members, George, Wesley, Roy, Jean, and we'll get you fixed up. And we look forward to seeing you down at the Butler Gymnasium March 19th through the 23rd. That's going to wrap up Tiger Talk today at 8:39. Have a great day, everybody.
Coffee House in downtown Princeton specializes in made-to-order